I'm Amber,
I'm Tony.
and welcome to
Salem, I'm hit.
episode 19.
The Last Starfighter. Yeah, the exact same concept. They use a video game to for training. Sit there and they find and they go through finding hey, you're good at this game. You're the first person to ever actually met he got to reach 1 billion points on this game. You're and then yeah.
Really?
So
Because I
how
didn't
many?
read it. I never read Ender's Game. I don't know how I did never read Ender's
I just read the review in the paper for the movie. Sit
Game.
there and
We fail as geeks on this one because I don't know fuck all about Ender's Game. But you know what?
no, you fail. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Because you read a review from somebody else who may or may not know what they were talking about. Awesome. Tony's the authority on Ender's Game.
That's scary.
Third hand possible crap information. No, I've read a bunch of blogs and stuff, but I never read Ender's Game, so I'm not gonna say I'm an authority. Like I was reading an article about it just now, somebody's review of Ender's Game. They seem to like it, but but I'm on the boycott team anyway, even though I wasn't gonna see it because Orson Scott Card is a douchebag.
Who?
Okay, the guy who wrote it, Orson Scott Card, he
No, have you ever seen the Last Starfighter?
no Orson Scott Card wrote the book, but he also was on the board for National Organization for Marriage, and like he's infamous for having all his money go into douchebaggy things. It's like he hates everybody that's not just like him. And he's ridiculously homophobic and says dumbass shit all the time. And people that know who Orson Scott Card is are like, hell yeah, let's boycott this movie. Because he's set to get a fuckload of money to give to horrible organizations. And I'm like, I'll help these people spread word for stuff, even though I was never going to watch the movie anyway.
Yeah.
And I felt bad after I found out because I didn't look up who Orson Scott Card was until Shadow Complex. He wrote the book that the Shadow Complex game was based on.
Oh, really?
That game was fun as crap, and I was interested in, you know. And turns out he's a full-on asshole, and I wish I'd get my 800 Microsoft points back. Let me put it that way. But I kind of feel okay about it because Microsoft probably took all that money anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think they shared. But still, it pissed me off because like the book that Shadow Complex was based on was trying to piss on Democrats. It was supposed to be a liberal front that the bad guys were. I mean, that would be the last group of people that I thought that game was against. But I mean, seriously, didn't you think it was a whole bunch of Republicans and stuff? All of the propaganda they were spewing did sound
Oh, there was a storyline.
yeah at the end.
As I wouldn't pay. It moves. Shoot it.
Occasionally, a minion would go off on some monologue that was supposed to mean something,
I'll,
but it sure
I'll,
didn't sound
I'll,
like bad. Sure didn't sound like an evil Democrat or anything. We'll put it that way. It sounded like some serious, more ridiculous than the general Republicans, like serious, even crazier than Tea Party right wingers.
yeah, shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, it sounded like the bad guys sound like that, like they were a send off for people worse than Tea Party before the Tea Party was a thing. But
Yeah.
apparently the book was about rogue Democrats. It was weird and stupid, and he's a douchebag. So even though I wasn't gonna spend any money on this movie, I'm gonna tell other people to not spend money on this movie. Because if this movie does well, then he'll probably get to sell other stuff. Like, if you didn't know all that stuff, would you actually have caught Ender's Game and possibly
Yeah.
spent money on it?
Yeah, I don't think it's really going to do because nobody because they can't. Yeah, they didn't really like it, but uh, I don't know. Again, like I said, it's this again where I'm old. And like I said, all I see, okay, remake, Last Starfighter. That's all I see.
I
Because
don't I, I don't even know anything about Last Starfighter because
again, that mode again.
yeah, you said it, not me. I was being nice.
I mean,
That'll never happen again.
just damn. What year was you born? 84.
82.
Yeah, I think it might have been somewhere between 82 and 94,
Mm,
or 82 and 84. Excuse me.
yeah. Like I think I've seen pictures for the cover of the movie or whatever,
That
but you know,
because I got the comic book.
oh goodness.
But for the way I mean, no, I mean, because frankly, the way they described it in the review in the paper is exactly this going from that is exactly the same. Seriously.
Yeah, well, you're the authority on Last Starfighter, so
I mean, like I said, seriously, dude played the fucking video, not even like a specialized training center, like, that's the difference, really, aside from, that he was a training center, kind of knew what he was doing, being trained for. The other kid, there's a kid in our arcade to beat the high score. Hey, you,
well, the
but,
close.
uh,
I don't know. I just because I don't know anything about these two things, I really want to make a reference to Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills and Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad,
yes.
and I said them both, and I didn't fuck it up. I win the internet. But yeah, the closest reference I probably have to both of these things is Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. You can tell I watch that every day when I got home from school because I can say it without tripping over it.
But yeah. But yeah, like I said, of course, then again, I'm still trying to figure out, people from Running Man didn't sue the hunting game, games or
The
whatever.
Hunger Games. Well,
Games. I mean,
there should have been a whole lot of people that would have been able to sue the Hunger Games if it was really that serious. It's just the dystopian future where people got to fight to the death is really, really old. So there's nobody to start suing to come down. Because if you want to, you can go back ahead of the Running Man and go to something before that, and something before that, and something before that. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
think that hard,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I know, but still, I don't know. Some stuff is almost line for line, though. I mean, that's
like which stuff? Because I'm losing my geek cred here because I tried to watch Running Man once and fell asleep.
You went, when you go free or some shit, sit there,
Oh, that's
the
like in all
or
of them.
and
That
that,
so
yeah,
so the
but
people in Running Man
but
should
but
also sue
no,
the people in
but
Gamer.
like our previous winners here, like our previous, this is our previous winner, but the previous winners are actually dead.
Well, they always do all that. I did that in Gamer. They did that in Battle Royale. Look, it's pretty much everything. Even like stuff that even Running Man was probably stealing after something else. I mean, all of them say, "Look, these are our winners." But even in Battle Royale, when you win, they make you go back and they try to kill you again.
Yeah,
It's terrible. That's why people who had watched who saw Battle Royale thought that the people involved in Battle Royale should be able to sue Hunger Games because the winners have to go back in because well, when Catching Fire came out anyway, I think. Yeah, but I think Catching Fire handled the sequel slightly better than Battle Royale because it bored the crap out of me. The book, but right now I'm comparing book to movie. So if the Catching Fire movie is better than the Battle Royale sequel movie, then it'll make me feel a little better. But it has nothing to do with Ender's Game.
yeah,
Well, I mean, you were talking, sounds
yeah.
like a rip off, but everything's a rip off of a rip off of a rip off and copy of a copy of a copy, if you want to say that.
And well, they're Hollywood's out ideas.
That's why I don't even bother to like try to make new. Why don't they even try to disguise them as new properties? They just buy the license for something else and do it again.
Yeah, how come that's not called Rock and Sock and Robots again?
Because they're one of the last few people actually trying to put out a somewhat original property. Everybody else just says, fuck it, let's make a reboot. Everyone else has accepted this, and they're just making reboots because if they try to make something, well, that sounds just like this. Well, let me just buy this license so you'll shut up. That's right, because I'm over reboots. I mean, I understand why they exist now because everybody whines that something sounds just like this. It's rare that you're gonna get like a straight up never been done before property. I mean, and even then it's gonna be just mixed up stuff from other stuff. So it's nobody's ever gonna win, and I'm kind of over whining about reboots. Okay, I'm not over whining about them. I'm just not gonna whine as hard.
Yeah.
Let me be honest.
Of course, you won't even go into the Total Recall movies.
Well, like when somebody takes a reboot that is totally campy and totally makes a reboot of something where the original was totally campy and totally making fun of itself, and then tries to play the reboot straight, needs to quit drinking.
Mm.
Because the reason the first one worked was because it was straight out campy on, and pretty much campy on purpose. Most of them are. Don't play the reboot straight. The only thing I would like for them to see that was really campy, that I don't think it was intentionally campy, would be somebody needs to fucking redo Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Somebody needs to do it. Or give me money so I can do it.
Mm.
Because that movie has such great bones. But the acting was horrible. And the pacing was terrible. The effects were actually alright for the time. But it was painful to watch. And the music was horrid. But if somebody just redid it, hell, if they just rescore it and cut some of the scenes closer together with less dialogue. But somebody needs to redo that. I think the new trend of reboots and redos and all whatever remakes, whatever they're gonna call them, they'll make up a new word next week. Is if they take something that kind of sucked and make it better. I hope we evolve to that instead of taking something that people loved and then half-assing it
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah.
here, you'll love it. It's got 30
Yeah.
million more.
Yeah.
It's got 300 million more dollars in it. Take this. It's got lots of shitty CG. You're gonna love it.
And yeah, new Judge Dredd movies.
Yeah, take something that was kind of sucked and make it awesome. I'm bad. I haven't watched Dredd yet. I know I'm gonna love it. That's why I haven't watched it. I'm saving it for when I'm in a craptastic mood and I need something good because it's got Carl Urban in it, and I know I'm going to love it because I haven't been mad at a single Carl Urban movie ever. I'm even gonna watch Almost Human, the TV show with him and Michael Ealy. I'm fired if I got his name wrong. As a robot that's too human.
Oh yeah. It comes out here in the next week or so.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I can yeah.
because that has Carl Urban and Ely in it. I'm going to watch it. And you know how I
Well,
feel about new stuff on TV. It takes me a minute to go, no. They said Carl Urban, and I was
actually,
done.
but finally, again, like we was just talking about, with something, it's slightly fucking original content for real.
It's actually a remake.
You know, yeah, I mean, well, I said slightly. I know I see it, but something that ain't been done. I mean, it ain't been done in a while. I mean, besides all these other bullshit. Granted, it's a cop show, but at least so is everything else on TV.
Yeah, and
But
even though
it's
it's a remake of something that's at least a little bit old,
yeah,
and they're trying.
it's there. I mean, it ain't a fuck. Another goddamn CSI. Hopefully, yeah,
Well, if it's CSI with a robot and it's well acted, I'm okay with that. It's got
yeah,
Carl Urban in it. I'm going to watch it.
yeah.
Carl Urban has yet to do me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not counting Star Trek Into Darkness because I finally did watch it. I was just, I wasn't excited to watch it, but that wasn't his fault. But it didn't piss me off like I thought it would. But yeah, no. So Ender's Game sounds like the Last Starfighter, which we're not gonna go back into the remake of a remake of a remake of a remake debate. But it was Last Starfighter even good? I mean, I know you had the comic, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was so much good.
No, like I mean, hell, when I sit there A4, I just like some little one, So how many Starfighters are there, including you? One. Oh.
Am I off the mark within the Gamemaster?
Huh?
Oh, you don't even know that one. Okay.
I didn't hear you.
In the Gamemaster, or is that what his name? The cartoon. It was a cartoon that was on for like 5 minutes where this kid who played video games was sucked into video game world or something.
No.
Yeah, I'm off the mark. I don't care.
Yeah, that one. Um, um, shit, give me the damn Z or something. It's on WB there for a while.
Mm.
Come on, Saturday or Sunday mornings, give or take.
So since now you know more about Orson Scott Card, do you think that you would be joining the or the boycott idea, or do you think it's just overkill to boycott the movie?
I understand boycotting the movie. Wasn't really gonna
Because
stud.
pretty much everybody involved with it's already paid.
Yeah.
Boycotting a movie ain't hurting nobody. You know, grip number 7.
I mean, but wouldn't ain't really nothing else coming out this weekend either. So is there gonna be a bad weekend for movies, or that's but I don't think that's gonna really make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? It probably I say it probably make 100 million, but it's gonna take it 3 weeks to do it. At
I don't
least.
know too many people that know too much about Ender's Game. When I first heard of it, it was like this kid leads this battle, and I was like Starship Troopers, and then I watched Starship Troopers, but
Yeah. And I'll sit there. Of course, they're sitting there, going Harrison Ford's characters like an old Han Solo.
mm. Well, like it totally seems like uh Neil Patrick Harris's character in Starship Troopers, but younger. That's probably a stretch of the imagination for most anybody
Uh,
that listens to this, but yeah, but
no,
that's what it sounds like.
no. Yeah, I mean, uh,
But the whole movie focused on that character, so I'm like, I already watched Starship Troopers. That's like Neil Patrick Harris as Doogie Howser fighting the battle with his mind.
pretty much.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of other stuff where like the person plays a video game and then they go win the war. And I'm gonna say Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad one more time because I can.
Mhm.
Thanks for checking out Salem I'm Hit. You can find us online at our Tumblr,
And I had no idea. I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell it's called.
salemimhit.tumblr.com. You can also find our podcast through various podcast outlets like iTunes and Miro and all those other stuff. Wherever you find a podcast, you'll probably find ours.
Look at me. I don't do the internet.
I put it on so many places I have no idea anymore. It's available. I know it's on Windows Phone because I did that to play with on my phone, and I think it's on Google Play or something. It's many places. Look for the damn thing. You can find me at amberspence.org. Also on my Twitter at Amber and Spence. Tony probably wouldn't know what Twitter was if it slapped him in the face.
Nope. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, at least hey, I am on Skype. Yeah.
Yeah,
Scrap.
and you actually figured out how to press all the right buttons to like answer the call, and
Still can send a message.
you click it and then you start typing. But you can't spell, so
Exactly.